What is up, Power Maniacs? Paralysis here. We're back in the world of FTB IEE or IE squared. Yeah, we throwing up the acronyms now, bitches. Oh yeah. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff we've done, or stuff I've done off camera, basically. We've got the rock crusher moved down here. We're grinding up charcoal as we go. We're using that charcoal in here to make refined iron. You can see we've actually got a fairly decent amount of refined iron here. And what we're going to be working on today is a furnace, specifically the, where is this little bastard? There we go. The Redstone Furnace, basically. We just need some copper gears, some bricks, some redstone, and again, the machine frame, which shouldn't be too hard. I don't have quite everything moved down here just yet. Actually, yeah, I do. I do have everything moved down here. Now that I think about it. Now, this is ugly for now, and I understand that. I apologize that it's kind of hideous. I will be making some changes to that eventually. Does that have to be one away? I honestly don't know. We'll go ahead and make it one away. Please don't break the floor. You're going to break the floor. You're going to be difficult. Oh my god. Oh, for the love of everything holy. Have I mentioned how much I sometimes, occasionally hate the Tinker's tools? Just I wasn't sure if I'd mentioned that or not. Alright, so we want to go one space out. Boom, boom. Alright. Yes, we will eventually be making this place better looking. Right now, I understand it's kind of hideous. We will be changing that, just not at the moment. Okay. So to make the induction furnace, we need to make the basic machine thingy, which means I need to bring some of my IC2 machines down. It's one of the few things I haven't moved just yet. Give me 1 sec, we'll get those moved down. All right, so we got the metal former and the, the compressor moved down. I didn't move everything else down. Honestly, I don't think most of it's needed at the moment. We don't need the rest of the stuff for the most part. We are going to need one more piece of iron. Do I have iron over here? Ah, I do. All right, so we'll put our redstone ingot here, we'll put our iron back in there, and we'll get that started on making another chipset. Now, the interesting thing is, because I've got 2 dedicated things now, I'm kind of hoping that these lasers are going to move just a little bit quicker. The speed doesn't seem to be too bad, all things considered. And then, of course, these things are hooked up direct to here, which hopefully, as you can see, that the power is seeming to hold up okay. And I like this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can see this cable's black and these cables aren't. So these are RF and these are IC2, which is kind of cool, all things considered. I mean, I think it's cool. I don't know if you guys think it's cool, but I think it's cool. And that's what matters, right? My opinion of its my opinion of its coolness. And again, like I said, eventually I'm going to be digging down a floor. We'll kind of go the silo route. And we'll be setting up an underground area for a lot of that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and store the soybeans. We were using those to make all the extra, what do you call them? Wow, my brain just died. All the extra thingies, the generators. There we go. Do I have the culinary generators? Do I have the circuit soldering iron? I seem to always lose the soldering iron. Thankfully, I haven't had to rebuild it yet, but it's only a matter of time. Okay, I'm hoping that it's down here. I have chests everywhere. I'm looking forward to finally getting this this thing set up because it'll at least make some of my life a little bit easier. I'm not arrogant enough to assume it's going to fix all of my problems, but I can hope, right? All right, so I don't think there's any way for me to remove the stuff that's out of there, and I also don't know if because of that it's going to allow me to make the machine frame. You can see right here. I don't know if because it's not blank if it'll even let me make it. It might not. We'll have to kind of play around with it and see. All right, let's jump up here. I think I've got some tin. I know I don't have any tin inside of here. At least I don't think I do. No, it doesn't look like I do. But we should have some tin up here because I have gone in mind. Okay, so I've got 2 here plus 2 here. That's a total of 4, which is all we need for the gear. So we're gonna go ahead and start that to cooking. We've got this rocking and rolling here, so should be able to squeeze this together. You guys have watched me make these a bunch. So I'm only still kind of doing this so you guys know that at least I'm not just poofing in resources, which some of you guys seem to think I do. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys we're going to get started on this. We're going to go ahead and progress until the point we're ready to put the thing together. All right, so after a bit of whining and dining, we now have our Redstone Furnace. We'll be able to use this. Well, actually, I guess it's a good idea for me to just go ahead and dump this thing out because this thing fills up literally constantly. That being said, what we can do is I can now clear this up. I can set it to kick out down, and if I'm not mistaken, this will automatically, yep, spit down into this. And basically all I have to do now is, well, we'll have to wire it up eventually, but that's a self-contained process at this point. So this thing's going to spit into this thing's going to do its thing. And while this thing, as far as I know, can't be sped up, this thing can, but as you can tell, the furnace is faster than the crusher, even at max power. So we do have quite a bit of power running into the damn thing. And we'll probably stay a little crazy like this for a while because after this we're gonna have to dig down. But what we're looking for today, hopefully our big project that we're going to be working on is, there we go, there's some blocks of iron. We are going to be setting up, or moving in, I guess I should say, into Immersive Engineering. And I guess our first big thing that we're going to be working on is the core sample drill. That's this little thing here. Now, we aren't going to be able to make it to this in this episode because, as you can see, a lot of stuff is required for this thing. And I'm a little worried, actually, because it apparently looks like we're going to actually have to start Applied Energistics, or at least the basics of Applied Energistics. Now, this is Applied Energistics 2. I don't know anything about Applied Energistics 2. But we're going to be needing a lot of these heavy energy or engineering blocks, which you can see require an absolute fucking shit ton of steel, copper, I think that's about it, but we're going to be working on this part here. And the reason we're going to be working on this first is the drills look like they're going to be fun. So to get all of that started, we need a turning table. So you can see right here, turning table is a IC2 machine, and it requires a crap ton of iron. Oddly enough, not iron, not steel, but iron. Now this right here is one of the things that sets up drill bits and such. It's used for pretty much all of the IC2 drilling machine type deals. Never used it before, so this is going to be a learning experience for all of us. Let me put you up real quick, and then we'll slap this back down. So to get this thing, let's go ahead and start spitting this stuff out because we've got 156 ingots in here. All right, so to get this thing, we need 3 iron plates, 2 iron casings, and some iron shafts, which are just blocks of iron in the metal former. So none of that's really going to be that big a deal. It's just going to need a crap ton of iron. So to get all that done, I think we're going to need probably 4, well, we'll go ahead and go with 6 stacks of iron. Now, iron is one of the resources that I do believe I have plenty of. I say as I come over here and realize we have absolutely no more ore. I think the rest of the ore is probably, oh, there's some. I was about to say, I think the rest of the ore is probably over there in the drawers. We will be eventually moving everything in there. I don't know what we're going to do with the smeltery. And the reason I say that is this thing is currently rather large. So I don't know if we're going to move this underground or if we're just going to move to macerators and or pulverizers, which is what we may end up doing. If we end up doing that aspect, then we'll just go that route and save ourselves a little bit of trouble. Either way's completely an option. All right, so that's 7 blocks of iron. That should be enough, I think. Now, one of these is this, all right, there's a metal former. Now, it didn't tell me, okay, in extruding mode. Okay, so that's rolling, that's cutting, that's extruding. So if we put this in here, hopefully that will give us the little cylinder thingy that we're looking for. I hope, because otherwise I'm gonna get a little worried. Perfect. Okay, so there's the first shaft. We need 2 shafts. We need to go ahead and start on another basic chipset because those do take just a little bit. Put that in there. Pop one of you there. Bam. And boom. There it goes. That'll start cooking. All right, so we have our 2 shafts. Now we need 3 iron plates and 2 iron casings, which are just made with other iron plates, and we can do those in the rolling machine. Thankfully, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh God, no, no, no. Let me pop those out. There we go. Thankfully, all of these can be made right in here. That's going to save us a little bit of time. All right, let's come over here and double click this real quick. See how it just automatically stores all that stuff. That's why I love that control block. So worth it. So worth it. Worth all the little non-existent monies I threw into it. Or at least it was to me. The other thing that we're going to need is this iron turning bank, which again is 2 iron ingots and another iron casing. So we are going to need to make 1 more of these, because these are the 3 that are going to go on the bottom. Plus we're going to need 9 more now that I think about it. God dang, dude. This is an iron-hungry build now that I think about it. All right, so these 2 we're going to put... As you can see, we can put these right back in the former, but it needs to be in the rolling mode, which this is. You got a power? Or okay, there we go. I was about to say, you got a power or what's going on? Okay, we got plenty of iron ingots to put in there now. Okay, so now we need 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. We'll put this here. As soon as this cycles, anyways. I really do need to get some overclockers in this. Well, I say that, but then I'm a little worried that our power situation may not be good enough to handle it. I mean, these immersive cables are pretty good, but the real issue is with IC2 machines, there's LV, which is low voltage, MV, which is medium voltage, HV, which is high voltage, and then I believe EV, which is extreme voltage. The problem that we're going to run into is I don't know which machines are what. Back in the day when I played with IC2, it was a little bit more simple. There was a progression and it kind of told you what the machine was. Now, they don't really say. Yeah, so you have to be very careful. You have to make sure you put the right upgrades into them, because if you don't, when you plug them into the power, like if you plug a low voltage machine into a high voltage one, it will just flat out explode. And contrary to popular belief, explosions are bad, okay? So we won't be exploding anything. All right, so to make the machine block, we need that. We've got that perfect. Now to make this, we just need 1 of those. I'm just gonna pull that out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's 2. We need 1 more. Give it to me. Give it to me. There's 3. All right, perfect. So I think we have everything. Yes, we do. Pick up the turning table. And of course, I've stowed all of the parts. But you can see the turning table's here. If we put that there, you can see all the 5s and the screws and such. So let's go back to the core. There we go. Core here. All right, so to get... Jesus. To get this, we need a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's 5. I don't know if I change this. I honestly have no idea how this thing works at all, which is obviously a terrible thing when I plug this thing in, because I don't know. So we are going to need a refined iron plate and 2 more iron casings, which is fine. We can get that. Plug this in here. That'll give us 1 more flat. And then we'll put the iron plate up there to get that as well, because this will give us the 2. Come on now. Boom. Okay, there's that. And then we put this up here after we pull that out. And then I need to, while we're waiting on that, let me go grab the other coils. It's funny, like, it seems that as soon as I put something up, I need it again, which kind of cracks me up, because I literally just stowed these just a minute ago, and I was like, surely I'm not going to need to hook anything else up. And I was like, oh yeah, we do kind of need to slap some power on this machine here. So yeah, I guess we will kind of need that. Thanks. All right, so we're going to go bam to bam. Which is interesting, because it's almost looking like this is pulling RF power, which makes no sense to me. But hey, I am not going to question it. We'll put that there, and then that goes there. That's our lathing tool. Not quite sure why I accidentally clicked those out and made a billion of them. All right, so we put this in here. Interesting. Yeah. These numbers are what needs to change. So let me figure this out, and we'll be right back. All right, so the reason we couldn't get it to work was we were trying to power the turning table. A turning table, for those of you guys who are familiar with it, is basically just a lathe. So a lathe is just it's basically a giant turning machine. That's really all it does, is it turns things. So you need an electrokinetic generator to make the thing turn and scrape the stuff off, basically. Think of it as like a wheel that spins, and then you apply like a sharp metal thing to the other metal thing, and it shaves it down and turns it into whatever it is you're trying to make. So we just made an electric motor, which is 2 tin item casings, 1 iron ingot, and 2 coils. That's right here. We've already made the iron casings right here. Now we just need the REI battery, which is insulated tin cable, which we made many episodes ago, electroline, and some more tin. We are actually 1 tin shy of that. Of course we are. Thankfully, we have plenty of tin over in our little thing. So what this will basically do is it should, figuratively or theoretically, whatever, power this machine, and it's going to basically spin the blank, which is this right here, and then we will apply the lathe to it to check off these little marks, I'm assuming. We will find out here in just a second, assuming I can get the damn thing to even turn on. All right, so there's our battery. We'll do this. So it's going to go bam, bam. We add U, and then we slap U in, and bam. We have our electrokinetic machine doohickey. Now, the problem we're going to run into is I'm almost positive that this is going to be very similar to the blast furnace in the aspect that the hookup is going to be in the back there, and I'm going to have to hook it up that way. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely don't want to break the IC2 machine without the copper, yeah, that thing right there. So I can do this one time. That's the only problem. So I can do this one time, because then this is going to break, which really isn't, I guess, that big a deal, but okay, that was interesting. All right, so there's our kinetic generator, which we'll slap down there. You can see it's facing that way. And now we're going to put the turning machine right next to it and hope it hooks in. We'll put that in there. We'll put that in there. And now we just need to hook it up, hopefully. We'll slap this on here, and apparently that was smart enough to hook up. Now, very similar to the other machine that we made, this is going to need some motors. So, I believe the kind it needs are the electrical motors, which we basically just made, which sadly is a more complicated version of the coil. So let me grind out 1,000 KU max. Let's go ahead and make a crap ton of these. Give me just a sec. All right, so it seems like the problem we were having is the same problem I had previously with the IC2 machine, is strictly this right here wasn't working with that. And I'm going to go ahead and hook this up to there. That should hopefully give that a little bit more power. Yeah, we're increasing now, which means this will hopefully start increasing as well. And you can see there's a little red light here. That means this lathe is turning, I guess. Now, from what I understand, once I make changes to this thing, I can't fix those changes. So I need to make damn sure I know what I'm doing, which is going to make it rather tough considering I have no fucking idea what it is I'm doing. So it should be fun. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So basically 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So there's 4. There's 3. There's 2. There's 1. Iron turning blank. Okay. So that looks a little different than what I thought it was, but okay. So that should be what we're looking for. Let's look at it one more time. Yep, iron turning blank. 4106 344 865. Oh god dang it. Oh my god, the zombies are coming from everywhere. Damn zombies are messing up my damn video again. Alright, still is out there. Alright, so it's 5, 4, 3, oh god, 2. Whew. There we go. drill. See where it says that? Glad I didn't yank it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now we yank it out. Now we have our drill piece. So, we figured out how to make drills. So, I don't know how these diamond drills work, but we need 3 diamonds, and then we're going to need this little thing here, which is a bunch of iron plates and a whole bunch of other shit. So we're going to go ahead and just call it a day here. We've made some progress. We've made a drill head, and in the next video, we will actually make the machine that goes with the drill. We'll hook it up, and I don't know, we may actually go take a look at what it's like to mine with the damn thing before we slap it into a machine. But from what I understand, this machine is going to basically be the Immersive Engineering version of a quarry, sort of. Basically what you'll do is we'll use this core to read an area, like let's say this chunk. You can see that there's a bunch of chunks throughout the game. And each of them is a 16 by 16 block radius. And basically each block will have a different deposit, so to speak. You use the core to find what the deposit is, and then you set up your excavator on that deposit, and then it will mine out from that deposit for about 4,000 RF a tick. So to give you an idea, we're producing 38 times, I think 9 at the moment, which is nowhere near 4,000 a tick. So we're gonna have to start ramping up our power production as well, which means we're gonna have to make one of these. Good times, good times. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.